Okay. We weren't
actually visible.
So now we're live.
That was good to know. Okay, thank you. Now we're live. Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome to Knitting by the Fireside. We almost had a fire tonight. It's getting a little cooler. It was 71 degrees today instead of 75 degrees. So yeah, it's getting a little cooler. It's mid-October, but he says it's El Nino, and I shouldn't worry. I'm still worried. But anyway, on a happier topic, we are glad to have you here with us. And so excited about tonight's topic. We are talking about knitting needle sets. We are going to get into pretty much all the sets that are out there. We carry sets in our store. Sheldon has been running the Knitting Help store for years now. And he is our expert on this topic today. So we are going to be
But before, let's do our audio. Let's do
another audio. Okay, yeah, so before we jump in, we want to double check our audio. Can you tell us, please, how the audio is? Everything working on your end? We need to know before I talk too much. How are we doing?
I'm going to check in.
We're just
checking
in.
I don't have it up on the screen yet.
Okay, we're getting the gears going. I also am going to tell you today a little sneak peek. These mittens and hat set that I have featured in the last couple episodes, I found the Braided Edge. So I'm going to I thought I'd do a little quick demo of it because it's such a fun little thing to add to the edges of mittens and hats. So I'm going to do a little demo of that. And we're going to talk about needle kits and the materials that they're made of. And, we've got wood kits, wood needles, bamboo needles, different kinds of metal surfaces, and then different manufacturers, of course, is the real juice of the conversation, I think.
All right, so we have audio. We've got a check-in from a couple people, so we are good. Thank you for that.
Thank you for that, everybody. And we will dive in. So,
all right, well, we'll start with something basic. With knitting needle interchangeable sets, there are lots of options, and they run the price gamut from, pretty affordable to very expensive. And we'll start with the pretty affordable right now we have
the
Denise
most affordable
Interchangeables, which are probably the most affordable set that we know of. And you
I'll do that.
You open that one up.
Be Vanna White here. Okay. So here's their pink kit. They have a couple different colors. They have a lot of colors now.
Do you want another camera there?
I actually can. One of my things I can take some credit for was being the first to color these sets. They were really popular in our knitting forum. Sorry, I keep moving around on you. Where'd I go? There we are. And they used to make them just this kind of slight grayish white needle tip with the navy cords, and that was it. And I thought, well, this is a pretty good kit. Too bad it's so plain and boring. So I actually colored them for years and sold them in our store. And then they sheepishly one day contacted us. I think we can cut to visual. Or do you want me to?
Yeah, we'll go back to.
Just for a second. Yeah, they contacted and said, "Is it okay if we color? We don't want to step on your toes. You're coloring these sets." And I was like, "That's totally fine. Go for it." So anyway, they started coming out with these great colored tips. And so
that's the pastels.
This is the pastel.
And these are the, they call them the brights. They're just more of a vivid colors.
More vivid, kind of like the color spectrum. I originally colored a rainbow set.
So what's the pros on the Denise in your mind?
The pros, there's actually some good. Okay, well, for the price point, I've got to hand it to them that they've got first of all, they have a short cable in here. It's this one here. Not the teeny tiny one, which is really just like a stitch holder or something. I can't even remember what they said that was. They told me once, but I was like, okay, don't try putting your needle tips on this little one. It just won't do you anything.
See it?
You can't connect two needle tips and then knit with that. Yeah, it's not. You can extend one of your lengths a little longer, or you can put some of your knitting on hold. No. Okay, but the cool thing, I think one of the great things about this kit is a lot of the kits out there don't have a short, because their shaft length is longer, which a lot of people like. They don't have a shorter cable. You can't make a 16-inch cable needle out of them, but the Denise set you can, and it's like, I think it's like 17-inch. It's a little bit of a compromise, but it's really a great length. And you just, and also you click it on. You don't have to screw and fiddle with it. So you just go like it's a easy on and off tip. So that's I think really one of the strong points. And it's also really quite comfortable once you've got both tips attached. You can, it's more flexible. It looks like it is a thick cable, and you would think, oh, this is going to be hard on the wrists. Actually, this one is a little hard on the wrists. It might just be it's cold. But the navy...
They've been inside for a while.
Let me double check. Oh, interesting. This feels a little more stiff than they used to. This is the red cable. I can't actually, I've never used it, so it might just be a fluke of the weather, but that's good to notice.
But there's never been the most flexible cables in the world.
Well, in my experience in the past, it's been surprising. Maybe once you break them in, I don't know. They're easy on the wrists even at that length. Let me just play with this while you're gabbing and see what I have to say about that. I'm gonna play with it, make sure. Because if this has in fact gotten stiffer, we want to know. But like I said, most of the kits don't even come at this length, and and certainly when you use a longer cable, as most kits have, it's going to be easier to knit with. This does feel, in fact, more rigid. Can I try your navy? Oh, I have it in my lap.
Right.
No, do you have a regular?
I don't have a regular yet. It's just the...
Let me just fiddle with this. What do you? So this is. And the disadvantages, we might as well get into some disadvantages.
Well, another pro on this one we should mention is that it comes with, 10 different sizes? So this covers size US 5, 3.75 millimeter, all the way up to size 15 needles.
Right.
Whereas most kits give you about 8 to 9 sizes. Denise gives you a few more sizes in the upper. You got another size or two in the larger size needles up here. So you have the size 15.
Right.
And that's pretty unusual in an interchangeable set.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, it's usable. It's, it feels a little stiffer than their navy cables, I will say. These colored cables, to me. But I haven't used these, I don't use these as much, so it might be my lack of memory. But it is still very usable length. So that's one of the strengths of it. And of course you've got longer cable lengths, and then you've got the attachment. This is true for most of the kits will have a connector, I guess they're called.
I don't think Knitter's Pride gives you a connector.
No, that's good to know.
You can buy them, but they don't give you one in the kits.
Okay, yeah, so you can connect a couple cables together and make an extra long cable. Oh geez, and then you can't disconnect it. There it goes. And this kit, like many of the others, has a little
you gotta tilt
hole.
it up a little more.
Yeah. There's a little hole at the connector, and they recommend. Do they even give you a tool?
They don't give you a tool. No.
You can put a paper clip in it, and if you're worried about if it's for any reason difficult for you to like click the needle on, you can get some grip on the cable that way. And then there's end caps for putting your knitting onto the cable, taking off the tip. You can put it onto the cable itself just to put your knitting aside and use the tip on another project. And let's move on to another.
So what were the cons on this one?
Cons? A lot of people are not happy with the join. I would actually, I mean, they're good, they're reasonable, but relative to some of the other sets,
not as smooth. It
can be a little snaggy every now and then, and certainly if your cable is starting to pull apart at the seam, which I think can happen a little bit slightly, then that would be a snagging point, and that would be.
What about the material they're made of? As far as I actually like the resin needles myself. I find they're a little bit grippy. They're warm to the touch. So like, for me, like I literally I've had a few Denise sets that I really enjoyed knitting with.
Right.
So,
Yeah, they're kind of they're not, the natural material that a wood or bamboo is. They don't have that kind of quality, that sense, but they're similar to wood and bamboo in the surface slipperiness. Or it's not the slickness of a metal, but it's a little bit less, similar to wood or bamboo, and it's and as you say, it's less cold to touch.
Right.
So
And
similar in that way too.
these are pretty pointy. They're
Yeah.
good pointed tip. They're not too dull.
Yeah, interesting. This feels lighter. I think they've actually changed their plastic. I haven't handled these in a while, but having been the one to color them personally for years, I'm very familiar. I'm like, this is light.
Hundreds of sets over the years.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I think, is there something that goes in here that I need to put back
there's
in?
a little card.
We don't want that.
Here.
Lose
This
the
one
card.
goes, well, this one goes with the pink.
Yeah.
Maybe you, no, that's not the pink.
Oh. Okay.
Or, well, no. I think they're the same card. Just
put it in? Okay.
Yep. All right.
Okay. So that's and what was the price point?
Price point on Denise is like $55 to $60 or so.
That's
so
really, that's really their strong point there.
Yeah, they're really affordable.
That's their strong point.
And you get a lot of needles.
And at one point back in, at one point in our forum, I was surprised. I liked the metal tips at the time myself, and I was surprised. Oh yeah, well, there was one of the nickel plated. Here, let's look at the Knitter's Pride.
These are
Novas?
Nova Platinas. They're the redo. They're in there.
Yeah. So there was a set out, a different brand at the time, but it was actually, I think, the same manufacturer, is my guess. Had these had come out and were very popular, and I was surprised actually that on my forum people were preferring the Denise. I thought they would go for this, and then these these are
kind of like the Addi Clicks clone, when they came out, and Addi was kind of the big maker of the kind of shiny, clicky needles, and so when these came out, a lot of people did really like them, but a lot of people also were like, I already have my Addis. Here's a cord for that. Yeah, and this was, I'm talking a while ago before the Addi Interchangeable set came out, which we'll get to. As we're going from the lower price point on it, we're going towards the premium. We're gonna talk about the premium sets towards the end. But this is so we're getting into Knitter's Pride, which is the next up in terms of affordability, and they have a lot of different surfaces. The Novas are, I don't know, do you have a sense of their popularity? What are the most popular so far? These were very popular for years.
Yeah, this was the set that they offered for years. It didn't have.
Yeah, we saw a lot of people talking about these a lot. But over time, they kind of faded. Their appeal faded a lot. They also came out later with a cubic version of these, which I might have here, which was a metal. Find it.
You don't have to. Well, if you have any cubics at some point, you
I do have a cubic. Here it is. So they came out with a cubic set. We should do a close-up on the differences between these two.
Okay, where's that close-up? Can you hold them?
You hold those.
Okay.
And I'll get the camera out.
And we can see.
And
so here's the regular.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Here's the regular Novas, and here, let me just grab the same size if I can, and you'll see.
They're square.
These are square, and one thing to know about the cubics, some people like them because you can grip them. They don't slip around as much. They grip in the finger very nicely. The one caveat I would offer with any kind of square shaft needle like this is it's going to give you a slightly smaller gauge, because this needle will fit in your stitch gauge just like the round tip will, or the round shaft. And if you were to, if I had it, do I have a knitting gauge to show you? If you imagine it sliding down into a circular hole, there would be gaps, right, where between the square and the circle that it's within, and in those gaps if you wrap your yarn around this, it will actually take up less space than on a circular shaft, standard knitting needle tip. But but these are a cool variation on your needle tip.
And the reason they did it, at least according to them, is they're easier for some people to hold.
Yeah.
Maybe they're more comfortable for using.
Yeah.
So that's why they created this kind of square needle, and they are pretty popular. People do swear by them, and they make these in both a metal and a wood.
Right. The wood ones, I love. I'm a favorite. I tend to favor the wood.
Yeah, these are the wood ones.
And these are hollow, by the way. I know a lot of people are concerned with very cold needles holding a cold needle shaft. When it's, I think when it's a double pointed needle or something that you're knitting with and then dropping and picking up a new needle each time, then that coldness is going to get to you. But when you're holding just 2 needles the whole time, these actually will warm up.
They're hollow.
They're hollow, yeah. Right. So they warm up quickly in the hands.
They're hollow and they're light. They're not as heavy as they look.
Yeah, and I think that's true around. Right. I think that's true. I don't think, except for maybe the really smaller steel, double pointed needles out there. I can't think of any that wouldn't be hollow.
The aluminums probably not. Like I'm guessing the anodized aluminums.
We'll get to the anodized aluminums. Those might not be. He says
they feel heavier and they're aluminum, so they do. I don't know.
Okay, and these are nickel-plated brass?
They're nickel-plated brass. The one issue with these, and it's not super common these days, but it used to be a bit more common, is the nickel would wear off near the tips where they were coming in contact. And every once in a while, we'll hear from somebody who says, hey, my needle had a problem, and we'll send them a new replacement needle.
Right.
And they'll show me a photo of it, and you can see the brass showing through, like little bits of
Is it, other than aesthetic, is it... It's not like snagging.
I don't think I've never actually encountered it myself, so I don't know if it. From the photo, it doesn't look like it would cause an issue. But I had one person who had like 5 different pairs. I don't know if they were really tight knitter, but 5 different pairs failed on them, and I sent them new ones each time.
Sounds like they might have had higher expectations for the aesthetics. I doubt it. I mean,
or do they knit a lot, or very like tightly?
I don't know. Oh, maybe. So. Yeah, I don't know. Though that's unusual. Right. I haven't seen that.
Right.
Okay.
So there's a wooden version of those as well, which is these are the wooden cubics.
Oh, beautiful. And actually, I just gotta point out, this is like one of the not so nice things about these kits. At least this one.
One con. Almost all
the case is just
almost all of the Knitter's Pride cases leave something to be desired.
Yeah,
they're not. They don't
very nice.
They don't put a lot of effort into the case. They're very kind of utilitarian cases.
You slide. You're supposed to slide. You have little pockets.
The cases
clear pockets.
Knitter's Pride almost feel like an afterthought. Like they kind of just figured it out later. They did the needles. They did a good job with the needles, but they had no idea what to do with the case.
Yeah.
But there are some solutions that we might get into.
Right.
We
do have. They do sell additional cases that you can get separately, which would of course increase the price point. And can you just mention the price range of these sets before we get into the different other ones?
The Nova Platinas. These are usually around $70, I think.
Okay.
We sell things usually in our store a little bit under, so like I'm not sure what we sell them for in there right now.
Right.
These ones here are more for some reason. And
cubics.
I think you actually get less needles in the cubic set. Is there 2 sides or 1 side of that? Yeah, you get less and it's a more expensive set. I don't remember the...
It's a nicer case though.
Right.
A little bit.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. It's got some nice
But that's the
fabric.
same case they use for the carbons and some of the others.
Right.
And they started getting a bit nicer over the years when they rolled out. It's like
this is a very pretty
Should we do a close-up on that one?
Yeah.
Just so people can see
this is their cubics. What do you call the wood on this? Or how do they describe this?
That is a Symphony Rosewood.
It used to be there. Originally, they were just calling this the cubic set. And then they decided to make the Nova cubic set. So now this is the Rosewood cubic set. And the one caveat about this is these smaller sizes. You see how small they are more fragile, and particularly at the join here have been known to fail. So if that happens, if you buy them from us, we will replace them for you.
We warranty all Knitters Pride.
We're one of the few places
we're authorized to send replacements out for Knitters Pride.
That carry this line, knowing full well that you know there are some issues that
although
we
it's
will
supposed
have to
to
replace
be,
if we carry them, but we're willing to
manufacturer
do that
defect stuff. You know, not I threw it in my knitting bag and then sat on it.
Yeah.
But these size, it was these size 4s, right? No, size 6, 4 millimeters. But these break pretty. They have gotten better. These used to break like crazy. And we were sending out tons of these to people, and they've gotten a lot better. These are not as bad as somehow they figured out how to do the joint a little bit without tweaking the wood so much.
Yeah, and these have a really nice surface feel, nice wood, beautiful color. I'm fond of this set myself. And
I think it's the price point on those.
And they have these. Oh, okay. Yeah, not to get ahead of ourselves.
Check. I can.
And of course, this is all subject to change. But just to give you guys the price point relative, so you can get a sense of these sets relative to each other. It's nice to know what they go for roughly.
Where are they?
And or at least what we sell them for.
Oh,
we can tell you.
We sell them for $79.95. We don't actually. We say we're out of stock, but we actually have a few.
We have a few, and and you can find while you're queuing up the next set. I'll just let you guys know that we do, as you might have heard already, have on our KnittingHelp.com website where we have our videos, our classic how to do all the stitch techniques. A huge range of stitch techniques in knitting, those videos, and our forum. We also have a store, and we are carrying. This is predominantly what we carry in our store is knitting needle kits, and this is our time of year for that a lot of people will get into these. If you don't have one already, put it on your Christmas list. They're nice to have.
So somebody, just checking the comments, and somebody asked us if we could just talk about the cables too.
Yeah.
So we did talk about the cables with the Denise.
These are excellent cables. These are great and well loved by Magic Loop knitters, I believe, still. They have black. The original cables were black, and I think in this, one of these sets, they showed the black cables.
Yeah, those are the old cables in there.
And let me double check. I think the original black cables, which do we actually sell just the cables in our shop?
We don't sell the black ones anymore, but we could sell the black ones if you put the pressure on me. Check.
Yeah, I think if you're a Magic Loop knitter and you really love the skinny, like squeezable cables that can pop out through your knitting really easily, let me double check. The black still wins slightly, but
I've heard from other people that they still think that the blacks are better.
Yeah, they're
the advantage to the color ones is they're color coded, so it's easier to identify. So the green is a 24 inch.
Oh, cool.
The orange is a 32 inch because they don't write them on it.
Yeah,
so
you
there's
want to get an overhead actually on me, but because I just want to show you that even though I'm saying the blacks are better, the colored still are really flexible compared to what's out there in general. Let me show you this. So this is the colored. Can you center on me? There you go.
It's delayed for some reason.
So this, I mean, if you really want to pinch it, you can see how narrow it gets. This is, I mean, I could pinch it more, but I don't want to damage it. So, I mean, we're talking 1/2 centimeter width that this can pinch to. So that's still really excellent. And I'd say this is this is 4 millimeters or so, this black one. So about a millimeter difference.
Beats it by a millimeter.
Yeah, a good millimeter. Which is, this is 20% we're talking about. But still, this is, they're both excellent. They're both, that's the magic.
Right.
And if you're not a Magic Loop knitter, don't worry about it. But they're all very flexible.
But right now, all Knitters Pride interchangeable sets are coming with colored cables. They've switched them all over. So if you wanted black cables, you'd either have to get old stock, which is what this one happens to be, or buy them separate.
Oh, so even the even this newer.
That's an older set that I have.
Oh, okay. So they might
one of our testing sets. Yeah,
that too might come with the colored cable.
No, everything's gonna come with colored cables nowadays.
At this point,
pretty much.
Yeah.
We might have like one or two what do you call it? The cubic symphonies that have the wood cubics that have the old things because now they switched everything over. So
yeah, and so in case you're wondering if I'm going to pressure him to carry the black cables, the answer is yes. Okay, it's nice just to have them because it's great that they come with the colored. But I know there's a lot of magic loop knitters out there, and just to make sure you guys have that as a resource if you want to. It's great to have an extra set of cables in general, and I don't know if anybody else sells the black.
These all come with one 24-inch, two 32-inch, and one 40-inch. And that's not the actual cable length, but the length it makes when you attach the needles to the cord. So you get the cord, the 24-inch cord is really like 16 inches long.
Right. So that's the shortest length. And that's worth noting in all of the Knitter's Pride sets that the shortest length of a needle you're going to get on the deluxe sets.
What they call the deluxe sets, yeah.
The shortest length you're going to get is a 24-inch needle.
You can buy a 20-inch cord. That would make a 20-inch needle. That would work with these sets. But you can't buy a 16-inch cord and make a 16-inch needle that's usable with these.
Right, because the shaft length is too long for it. And do they sell the shorter shaft length?
They sell a special, what they call the special sets, and the special sets come in almost all the variations. And they're a 4-inch, there's like a 3.5-inch needle tip. And they're designed to, when they sell them, they only sell them with the 16-inch cord to make, so they give you two 16-inch cords with those. We don't sell them currently because they're not very popular.
Right. I mean, if you're only going to make 16-inch lengths with your interchangeable sets, you almost just assume get a fixed circular needle.
Right. Or you can buy the single interchangeable needles that you need. If you're only going to be using size 6 and size 7, you don't need a whole set for it. If you're doing, small diameter knitting. They lose you.
Yeah. Well, you would need all the sizes normally. I mean, if you but you can if you did want to go with an interchangeable set. We don't carry it. The special set, he's saying, is the one to get in the Knitter's Pride line if you want it to do a 16-inch length. The only caveat will be it'll be a shorter shaft. So some people find that a little fiddly if it's a little on the short side. They like the long. It's a little more comfortable to hold the longer shaft, which is why, a lot of manufacturers lean towards that. But you can get this special set and buy it will work with any of the longer cable lengths. So if you were to order, for instance, through us, we do sell a set of just the cables. So you could get the longer cable lengths if you were to buy that special set somewhere else. Good? Is that right?
Yeah, we're good. I'm just checking comments quickly.
Yeah, good. Yeah, well, let us know if you have any questions. It's a lot. We're going to be covering a lot. It's a lot to talk about. I mean, we're only on the second manufacturer here, but Knitter's Pride has a lot of different sets, and we could show you a few more quickly. Just there.
We can't go anywhere without talking about Dreams. Did I give you those already?
No. Dreams? They've got how many? I mean, we're talking like 5 different sets at least.
So Dreams is kind of the quintessential wooden, laminated wooden needle.
These up. Okay.
And these are extremely popular. Keep that cord. That cord is your testing cord.
Okay.
Either of those. But.
Okay.
So, yeah, these are kind of the...
Did you want the overhead?
Yeah, we'll do a
shot for this. And so this is the Dream set.
In a moment, I'll grab that alive. All right.
That's good. I'll turn this around this way. So these are wood.
Yeah, it's laminated.
They're color coded by size. Is that right, Shell?
Sort of. There's a bit of a repeat. There's, I think, the size 10 and the size 8 are almost the
Right.
same. I don't think you can really go by color coding on those.
Okay.
I mean, they're consistently the same color across the sizes. So if you broke one and you had to buy it again, you would get the size 11 would be that same color.
Right, right. Okay.
But these are a laminated birch, so they're like super strong for a wooden needle.
Right, nice and soft, great smooth feel, nice join. And the joins here, one thing to talk about in Knitter's Pride is this is, you know, some of the higher sets, which we'll get into, are made in Germany, and when you thread in the connector, it's like you can tell it's made in Germany. These don't have that real precise manufactured feel, and at first, some of the cables, you know, occasionally we'll get a complaint saying the threads were just, you know, didn't want to work.
That's probably
rare.
The biggest issue with Knitter's Pride
really work, but usually
is the threading. They were much more notorious for that problem earlier on,
right?
And they've gotten a lot better in their manufacturing because
that's good.
You see a lot less returns for cord issues and
yeah. I mean, usually once you've like threaded it on once, it's good to go. But if it's not, if it's like you're afraid it's going to strip your needle out. That's how it was at one point where it was when they were, these ones are going right on without difficulty. This is a brand new set. I've never threaded this cable on.
Yeah, I think sometimes people just also get the thread a little bit cocked the wrong way, and then
this one's starting to be a little stiff at the end, but then it is fine.
Right.
And I'm sure it'll be fine after that. But it's funny, yeah. I mean, it's not as high as standard manufacturing, so you do get a little bit of fiddliness sometimes with the connectors.
But once they're threaded together, they have a really smooth join, which is
once they're together, it's a nice connection and nice, you know, your knitting slides.
And these also have the little tightening hole, which can be used.
Yeah,
they give you a key with these.
Oh yeah, let's show it up close, and we'll talk about that quickly. One of the cool things. Oh, the key.
I don't know if I have one here. It might be in one of those.
Oh yeah, tightening key. This is good to know about.
Should be one there.
You want to do the overhead shot? So again, just like in the Denise set, we have the end caps. We don't have the connectors in Knitter's Pride for connecting different cables together. But what we do have is this little key. Get it out. Which is this is so that you can get, these are really slippery metal cable ends, and you don't want to torque on you don't want to be grabbing it like here and trying to tighten it at the cable, because this is a weak point right here and it can detach. So what they want you to do is to take this key and thread it into this little hole on the cable itself, and then just, you should be able to grab the needle shaft just fine, and then just with your thumb give it a little pressure. That way you can grab it without putting any pressure on the cable itself. And you don't need to go too crazy with this. People have been known to bend these keys with their enthusiasm. It's totally possible. It's not hard to do. But you don't need to get that tight with them. And that just makes it, that ensures that it won't start to unscrew while you're knitting with it, which that will happen, has been known to happen plenty of times with any of these sets that have threaded joins. They like, you know, you kind of do this motion while you're knitting, and these can start to loosen up. If they do, slide your knitting down, give it a torque, and slide it back up. It's not a big deal. Just keep an eye on it. You'll notice it because your knitting will start to snag on it if it's starting to unthread. So it's rare that, you know, like, just notice it and you'll be fine.
Oh, I didn't have the camera on for that.
You didn't have the camera?
It didn't push it up. Hold on.
Oh, so you're just looking at me. Okay,
well, let's talk about that again. Quickly show that joint.
I'll just show the joint. So here's the connector key, and it goes into this cable, and this is the weak point right here, where the metal part of the cable. Let me detach this so you can see what I'm talking about. So here's the cable metal end where you want to torque, not at the flexible part, which will detach from the metal if torqued too enthusiastically. So you can use this connector. I mean, you don't necessarily need it. Depends on how bothered you are by this joint loosening up while you're knitting. If you really don't want to have to deal with that, then give it a nice little torque, and you'll be fine. And that's true with a lot of these sets. Will have this little feature, a little key, and that's it. Oh, and this one cool thing about this little hole, and I don't know if I was, you know, nobody had been talking about it, but I remember realizing at one point years ago that you could thread dental floss into this hole and insert what's called a lifeline in your knitting, where you're knitting along. It's usually done with, it used to only be done with like a tapestry needle and an extra strand of yarn. You'd like thread it in along your stitches and just leave it there. It's called a lifeline. If you're doing lace knitting or some complicated pattern, then, you know, a few rows later, if you need to rip it back, you have this straight line that you can just follow along with to get all the stitches back on your needle. If you rip it out, you can rip back and it'll rip down to that line, and then you can put it all back on your needle really easily. So you can do that with these needles as you're knitting without having to do it with a tapestry needle, just by threading dental floss into that hole. Now it's become a common knowledge, and some of the manufacturers even insert Addi Turbo now has in their cables, like a slit in the cable itself.
The SOS cords,
SOS cords, and we sell those.
No,
just the
not
cords,
really,
don't we?
not yet. No, we're getting into Addi. We'll get into that a little bit later. We're just starting to carry Addi, and haven't filled that out yet.
Okay, I feel like we should move on. Or you want to just show quickly?
Yeah, well, there's
Let's
also
just show you a couple more. These cables are all the same, and then they're just pride lines. So all of these are interchangeable with other tips and cables. They're all the same cable.
So you take that.
So we'll just show you quickly another couple of tips in the needle
I'm gonna do
styles.
Camera.
This is the beautiful carbon set, popular.
So yeah, carbons are made of carbon fiber, so they're lightweight, they're super strong, they're super smooth, they will never snap. I've never ever had anyone return a carbons needle for breaking.
Right, this is a really strong
they
fiber. If you're
strong
aware of what
carbon fiber in race cars.
Yeah.
I always said that if Darth Vader was a knitter, he would have this set.
Yeah. I think there's a certain aesthetic appeal for the edgier knitter, you know. That
they're a deep black.
They're very black. They've got
then they got this very
tip.
Silver. Yeah.
Silver tip. Right. Here's the connector end, which looks familiar. It's a familiar silver. But the tip is unusual in that, I mean, I think you cannot take carbon and make a nice smooth tip out of it, is my guess. Maybe it would be jaggy up here. So they put this nice smooth shaft over it. One thing that's nice about these is they're warm to touch, just like wood, and strong, and very strong.
Yeah, carbons are very popular. People love carbons. I'll cut that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people love them. That's the Box of Joy, which is a holiday
pretty
set. So that's Knitter's Pride comes out with a holiday set every Christmas season, every holiday season, and they feature some different variation, usually on an existing needle that they've already created, but sometimes they come up with something completely new. Mm-hmm. And so this was an earlier holiday set from probably 5 years ago now. And they give you more needles in the holiday sets, but they cost a little bit more. And they usually give you a fancy box like this. And there's usually some extra. I don't know if there's extra stuff in here, but sometimes they give you extra things. But they always call them limited edition, but they never are. They always last for.
Yeah. So Knitter's Pride, they're kind of known for coming out with new stuff all the time. You know, if you were a collector, you would love, if you're a collector type and like to have one of everything, they will give you ample opportunity for buying one of many different types of things.
I'm missing one set. I can't find it. Do you see the Royale? It's another holiday set.
I don't know which one that is. I can't even keep track of these ones.
All right. Well, this is
the Melody. I recognize
these are. That's not
Oh,
the right.
this is the anodized.
Yeah,
aluminum?
that's the anodized aluminum. It doesn't come in that little case.
Okay.
I have that in there as a display.
Yeah, this was our own. Is this the Knitter's Pride?
This is, yeah,
case?
That's Knitter's Pride. This is kind of a good time to talk about that. Knitter's Pride does create cases. And let me cut.
Yeah, so this is a standalone case that they sell, which you can put it, I guess, any of their sets in if they fit, which I imagine they would. There's a lot of slots here. So we took this. This is the Melody case that they come in originally, and here we've put them into one of their fabric cases. And these are the anodized aluminum, which are, I guess, similar to the old boy needles, the Needle Master set, but you have the much more flexible cord that Knitter's Pride offers, the same cords we talked about, and it comes with the key and the cable cap or end caps. And these are definitely cold to touch. Do they warm up in your hand? I'm going to tell you in a moment.
Being aluminum, they should.
Yeah.
But I think they're a little more solid than the...
yeah, they're not warming up quite as fast
right.
as the nickel-plated
right, the
brass.
Platinas ones, yeah. The Novas.
But they do warm up. I think they must be hollow still. They feel light enough.
Okay.
Although, I don't know, aluminum is lighter in general, so maybe, I don't know. Yeah, they're warming up. They're warming up. I wouldn't want to knit in double pointed needles with this because they wouldn't warm up quick enough, possibly. But on a circular, these are good. And they're pretty. I like the colors. And this is, I like this little case. I personally am fond of smaller cases. I like things to be compact and fit into my knitting bag. So this is a nice little case. This was a big improvement in my mind.
Yeah, I think those cases sell for about $20.
Right.
They're called block printed. They're hand printed cases. There's
they have
Knitter's
a few
Pride.
colors. Do you want to show?
I don't have other ones.
You have
yeah,
this one.
that's one. Yep.
There's one. Oops, sorry.
This is something a little bit different.
Is that also from them?
Yeah, it's also a Knitter's Pride case.
Okay, why don't you give the overhead camera? We'll get a close-up on these. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't seen that one.
All right, probably there.
Okay. Yeah, so this is another one of their cases, and I think they have maybe one more. Is it blue or something, or green? Like
yeah, they have a blue
that's
one.
That's nice. This looks like some kind of silk to me that this is lined with, and then a nice block printed cotton. It's cute. Good size. I'm going to hand it to them for that, because a lot of these sets are, in my opinion, a little excessively bulky. I like a small set and a small kit, so that's a good feature to me. Oh, here we have the Dreams set in another case of theirs.
Yeah, I can't remember what that one's called.
It's different.
But they all kind of feature kind of a hand-printed look.
Yeah. This is more fun, bright colors. This feels like a thinner cotton than this. This is more of almost like a canvas.
Yeah, those are canvas.
This feels lighter. It's got kind of a squishiness. I think there must be a layer of, yeah, some kind of like a quilted lining type foam or something. Yeah, it might be foam. Yeah, I think it is. Interesting. A little button. And that's it. And is that, so I think that's all we got for the Knitter's Pride. That's like I said, this is quite
right. Yeah, no, they can kind of.
We could go on.
We could mention these, which are
the combis.
Which are kind of a good, I don't know what type of needle I like.
Okay, if you're interested in Knitter's Pride and you want to just sample their sets, they offer what they call the Combi Interchangeable Sampler set. They have Sampler 1.
Each one comes with 3 different needles.
Sampler 2 and Sampler 3, and they will each give you an assortment of different needles.
It's actually Sampler 1 and Sampler 2. They changed Sampler 2. We still have some of the older ones. So this is...
So these are current Sampler 1 and Sampler 2?
These are the current Sampler 1 and Sampler 2. And this is the older one, which we still have a handful. I call them Sampler 1, Sampler 2, and Sampler 3, I think.
Oh.
Until we exhaust these.
Okay, so officially there was no Sampler 3, but in our store, the older Sampler 2 is now called the Sampler 3.
This is the Sampler 3. I don't know. You'll I don't remember how we have it set up.
Okay, well, anyway, the point being that in Sampler 1, we definitely have...
You want to close up?
Yeah, we'll show you what we got here.
Gotta give it up. Hold on.
We've got the Nova Platina, the classic wooden cubics, and a Dreams needle set.
And these are all pretty useful sizes.
Yeah,
right?
And that's a nice thing. And a couple useful cable lengths, too.
Right.
So whatever set you end up investing in, you'll get these little bonus extra sizes of very common sizes.
These sell for like $20 to $22, depending on the set.
We have a size 6, a US size 6, size 7, and size 8, and a 24-inch cord and a 40-inch cord. And then in the other one, can you tell me for sure which one's the more modern?
The current one has the Royale, so look for the Royale.
Okay, that's this one. So
I wanted to, if you want to pull out the Royale out of there and show it, I thought I brought in a Royale set, but I couldn't find it.
Sure. And this is...
And the Royale is kind of like a hybridized Dreams, where they do the wooden shaft, but with a metal tip.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like the Carbon's tip.
Right.
Oh, see, it's upside. No, it's not upside down. Oh, I just saw. What is going on here? Oh,
they have this hole in it. Yeah, I think it's how they press it into the wood.
Okay.
And it's something that some people love and some people, or not love, but some people complain about. People who,
it fooled me because I thought it was
a lifeline hole.
Yeah. Right. I thought it was something to put your little key in. Okay, yeah, but it's nice. Yeah, it's not a problem. I don't think.
And those are very popular. They became kind of like the Dreams, the upgrade to the Dreams, and a lot of people like these a lot.
So it's the same wood, colored wood like a Dream set, but with the tip that you would find in the Carbons. It's cool. I like that.
Yeah, these originally came out as a holiday set about 3 years ago, and they later evolved into a full line of products.
So so this is the more current, more modern combi set number 2, and it's got the Royale and the Nova cubics and the Carbons, the black with the pointed metal tip. And then our old combi set, which we still have some of, if you're interested in this particular combo, has Carbons, Bamboo, and Nova cubics. So
yeah, the Bamboo.
Carbons, Bamboo.
I think Knitters probably doesn't really push the Bamboo. They've never been very popular, which is why I think they phased them out of these. Out of the set.
Yeah, they still sell.
They still sell an interchangeable bamboo set.
Right.
We don't really stock it anymore.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think it's lovely myself. I mean, look at this.
I mean, we might.
This is one of their nicer cases, in my opinion.
Bring that up.
Okay, I don't know why they phased this out, but I'm
no,
a
they
nature
didn't phase
girl.
It out. They just
they
kind of don't push it as strongly as their other stuff.
It's not as bright and blingy as.
These have.
This is very nice.
24 karat gold plated.
Do they
joins.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And special 24 karat gold plated.
Oh my gosh.
Cords. Look at the cords.
That's pretty snazzy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think I like this set. I didn't even know.
Really? You should keep that one.
Well, I have mine. I don't need more sets. Okay. My goodness. But I'm an
enabler.
Person. Yeah. But it's lovely. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is exactly the kind of set I would have if I needed another set, but I don't. But yeah, I love the natural wood and bamboo is a nice way to go.
Yeah, it's a light bamboo.
It's hard to beat.
This is a very light colored bamboo compared to some.
Yeah, and very pretty.
Well, while we're on bamboo, if we're done with this, we talked about the combis.
The combis, and while we're on bamboo, what?
We can transition to ChiaoGoo. which we have getting up into a kind of
stuck around for the ChiaoGoo.
Into a kind of a higher end, you know,
nice needles
manufacturer that's a little bit more tight with the quality control and.
Yeah. Where are these made? Do we know?
ChiaoGoo, I think, is Japan.
Okay.
China?
China?
I'm not sure, does it say?
But ChiaoGoo sets, beautiful, beautiful set. You're keen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at where they're
I must get my hands on it. I'm not patient. Yeah, the case.
ChiaoGoos have great cases.
Oh my god. So nice. Compact, like I like. Yeah, this is a nice set. This is the real deal. And we are, so let's just remind us, so the last price, the Knitter's Pride price range maybe went up to...
Knitter's Pride goes from about, well, the combis are the kind of the entryway. They're about 20 to 24. The sets range from probably about 69 up to like the really super deluxe sets about 140. You know, that's like that Carbon's Box of Joy that I showed you, the holiday set. That's like $149, $150 set.
And now in ChiaoGoo we're talking what?
ChiaoGoo sets usually retail for around $160. We sell I think these probably about 20% off.
Right. Now this is a gorgeous set.
I'll do a close up on that so we can show it off.
Yeah. I mean, right away, threading on the needles, tips, you can really feel, first of all, they just glide right on, no problem, nothing going on in terms of threads not matching up. Really a pleasure to put together. They feel like they lock together really quickly. I probably would not even bother if they have a key at all.
They do have a key.
Do they have a key?
There's some they include some notions in there. You should take those out.
Okay.
They're in a back pocket. You got to flip it over.
Okay.
There's a back zippered pocket.
But I mean, you can really feel that they're coming together. So maybe they need the key, but maybe they don't. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't need it. Ooh, cool end caps. Okay, so here's the key. And here are these lovely end caps.
The key is basically a T-pin.
and we have a couple connector cord.
Yeah, they include connector cords.
We call them, or just connectors.
Cord connectors.
Cord connectors. And I mean, these feel like, yeah, these are just a pleasure. These feel like some kind of surface that you might make jewelry out of or something. They're just nice. And it comes with some stitch markers, and it comes with a needle gauge for checking your needle size. Although I believe, as most of them are
printed on it.
If you have really good eyesight, you can read that there's printed size on the needle.
And Knitter's Pride also prints their size on too. We didn't already mention that, but they do print it on their needles too.
Right. I don't know of anybody who does it at this point. Do you?
Nope. Denise does. Oh no, Denise does do it on the size. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just make sure these all get back into here. But this is such a nice set for so many reasons. I mean, the manufacturing quality is definitely a notch above. And it comes with all of these cute little accessories. And they're nicely made accessories. I mean, okay, this needle gauge is not a premium thing, but it looks like it'll last, actually. I thought it was just plastic, but I think it might actually have some kind of a fiber in it. So that looks like it'll last. And
so how are the cords in terms of flexibility?
Good question. Let's take a look. Okay,
you have one
here's one. Let's see what we got. I'm going to say this is, yep, we got a good, we're going right to 4 millimeters, I'd say.
Or less.
If not less. You could, if you don't mind kinking your cord, you can get 3 millimeters out of this pretty easy. There's a little kink there.
Right.
You can undo it for the most part. But for magic loop knitters, you're going to love those. That's great. And yeah, and it's just, what can I say? I mean, this is beautiful surface, beautiful join with such a nice connection. And the case is just gorgeous. And they have another one.
Yeah, we'll cut back.
This is the bamboo ChiaoGoo.
Yeah, that's called the Spin. The Spin is the bamboo set. And then they also sell a red lace twist, what they call it. And that is
Another beautiful
it's like a
set.
stainless steel needle.
Right.
And it comes in the same sizes. How many tips are in here? This is a pretty big set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different sizes.
13 sizes ranging from size 2. This is that's a tiny, tiny set. Oh, and I'm just realizing there's 2 different cables here.
Yeah, they have a large cable and a small cable for the threading. You want to show that?
Yeah, let's show this. So this is, if you let me see it, because you can see it side by side. Can you back out just a smidge?
Yeah. It's all delayed a little bit. It's delayed.
Okay, okay, I see. So here on the side, the size 2 through 8 have a smaller connector tip and require a smaller cable connector. And then on this side, we have a slightly larger connector tip, and there's a whole package of cables for that. So that's something just to be aware of in this set. And I think, you know, it's a good choice because with these heavy-duty, thicker, heavier tips, you know, it's nice that they've reinforced it with a heavier-duty join. And then on the smaller sizes, because they're so fine, they can go as small as size 2. So that's a nice range, size 2 to 15. I don't know. I think the only other set I know that, I don't think there's any other set that we sell actually that does that. And there's another set, the Boy Needle Masters, I think has that range. Oops. But they've got stiffer cables. They've got a cute small case, so they've got some things going for them. They're a lower end, more affordable set. Anodized aluminum.
Yeah,
they're
we don't cover Boy at all. We don't, sell Boy in our store.
We don't sell them. They're kind of a, you know, you can get those.
Yeah, Michaels.
Yeah, exactly. But they're not going to get, I think those would be, you know, if you like anodized aluminum, you could check them out. But you're not going to get a flexible cable with them. And they can strain the wrists, actually. They're so stiff. Unless you're really using a
So we were saying about these that there is, this is the bamboo spin set. Then they also sell they also make a red lace twist set, which is a stainless steel, kind of more like the Nova Platina needle, but not glossy. It's like kind of almost like a matte. So
we don't have those.
And I don't have any to show.
Very nice. Do you have pictures on the site? It's beautiful, and I'm going to give them a second to pull it up for you because one of the things that jumps out about it is just, like I said, I mean, this case is gorgeous. If you think this is gorgeous, the other set, it's like, it's similar. It's got the black and white, but it's got this red element that is just like, oh, it's so beautiful. Here, we'll show you a picture, but the cables are red, and it's a gorgeous set. It's worth taking a look at.
Photos up.
There it is. Oh my goodness, so pretty. And do you have one of the closed case by chance?
I'm looking.
If you do, it's just a lovely case. And, you know, very smooth metallic needles. There it is, closed with the red band around it. Very nice. Very, very, you know, and if you are, probably there aren't any husbands watching or partners of knitters watching. But if there are, let me tell you, you will make one happy knitter with any of those 2 ChiaoGoo sets. Very high quality, nice sets. I don't know what more to say. I mean, like I said, like we've gone through the functionality. It's got all the functionality of the other sets. So we don't need to talk about what those features are with the lifeline.
If anyone has any questions on these sets, they could chime in on Facebook, post to the to the post, and I can bring those up. Hold on.
But yeah, I'm fond of the set. If I were still shopping for sets, that would be.
You don't have to
that
shop.
Might be my next. I can just raid the barn. I'm pretty spoiled, and I sometimes do actually. I can't. I need another size 9 circular. Help. Yeah. So that was the ChiaoGoo, and I think so we've got 2. Do they have the lace tips, and then they also have a different tip, or am I making that up? The
they call it a lace tip. This one's not the lace tip, but the twist
one
is
we just showed you.
A lace tip. Yeah, and it's a little bit more pointy. These are the only 2 ChiaoGoo sets we cover, is the spin and the
lace tip. Okay.
Yeah, the red lace tip. And there is also a sock knitting set called the ChiaoGoo Mini, which is these little teeny fine needles that with
cool.
little extra fine cords, and it's a really adorable set. And we got a few in for a while, but they weren't as popular. So it's a very
Let us know if you want anything in particular. Certainly, it doesn't take us long to get the stuff in, right?
Yeah, and these also come in 4 inches and 5 inch tips.
Yeah,
we've carried. For the bamboo, we tend to carry just a 5, but for the red lace twist, we've carried both the 4 inch and the 5 inch.
Right,
tips.
And we should mention actually before as we're talking about these, that I think he's going to do a promo for anybody watching this. We should probably mention this earlier. That there's a code we're going to give you right now. I'll mention it now.
I need
Might
to
as
find
well.
it. I can't remember what it was.
Might as well tell you.
Yep. All right, sure.
So if you want a discount on any of these sets, write this down. Go to our store and plug in this promo code. We already our prices are competitive already, and we are going to give you a 10% discount on any of these sets or any. Did anything in the store?
I think it's anything over $20 or something.
Yeah. So you can apply this code to get $10 off through the holiday season. We're going to make this code work.
Yeah, I set it to go
the end of the year.
Till January.
so through the end, through the end of 2017, you can use this code in our store, and he will put it up for you in a second.
Throw it up on the screen.
Yeah, there we go.
I can find out how to do that. Give me a moment. Just keep talking.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to take a little knitting break with you guys, and I told you I'd show you this cool braid. So just to give our brains a little rest from the stuff for a moment. Can you actually do an overhead camera for me, or no? Is that possible?
I'm not typing at the same time.
Okay. All right, let me see if I can.
Good luck.
Good luck. Can you switch it for me?
Hold on. I can't right now.
Okay. Well, what we've got, again, I mentioned in the last couple episodes this hat and mitten set that I adore. And as I said before, I couldn't find the technique for this braided edge, and it was the one thing I was looking for. And it's totally out there. I found it. And I thought I'd do a little demo as a little break.
So I put the code up. The code's on the screen.
Okay, there's the code. And we're going to
get
into...
KH Live 1022, so it's basically today's date.
Okay.
And I put a link in for the store, the shop.KnittingHelp.com. We'll also put it in the show notes at the end.
Okay.
So we update the post with that. So
do we have actually, later. How many more sets do we have to cover?
We have to go through HiyaHiya.
HiyaHiya.
Yeah, so... Right.
Should I okay, comments. Should I do this now or should I wait? How eager are you guys to get through all of these? We've got HiyaHiya, and we're going to talk a little bit of Addi turbos. So you tell me if you want to see this now or at the end.
Yeah, we're going on over an hour right now.
Are we? Oh, this is such a good topic. Okay, let's.
But we have a lot of we've had record numbers of viewers. So thanks for watching.
Maybe we'll stick with this topic. It's a hot topic, and then I'll show you.
We got some thumbs up just went by, so maybe you got to talk about that.
This?
Yeah.
Okay. It's quick. It's
More
totally
thumbs up
fun.
going by. So yes. Yeah, so thumbs up that. So.
Okay, this is a cute little braided edge. It's really easy to do. Actually, you can give me an over. The cat cam.
Okay, hold on. Let me get that up.
Okay. So what I've done to set it up is I just knit around a whole row on of alternate colors. So we've got pink, purple, pink, purple, pink, pink, purple all the way around. And then I did a row giving the first. Yeah, this is what we're doing here. So then I knit the first half, which gives a left slant. And I'm coming to the end of that, and then I'm going to show you how to do the second half, which gives a right slant. So all you do is, after you've done your alternate row, on the second round, you're going to bring your both yarns to the front, and you're going to knit in the same color that's appearing on your needle. So I'm going to do a pink stitch next, but I'm going to grab the yarn and make sure it's coming brought over the other color before I do it. And I'm actually not going to knit it, I'm going to purl it. These are done purling at this point. The first setup row is knit, but I'm going to purl the pink and then drop it and grab the purple and bring it over the pink. So I'm always bringing it over to work this row. So over the purple with the pink yarn, and then grab the purple yarn and knit into the purple stitch, bringing it over the pink. And I'll do one more at the end of this row. I've done this whole row this way. And now, to do the second half, all you do is, you're still knitting the same color into the same stitch, so I'm going to grab the purple, but instead of bringing it over, I'm going to get it under. And that's going to give me that slanting line in the other direction. So, and this is easy to remember because look, I'm untwisting my yarn. All of this has gotten twisted this whole row. And now it's getting untwisted because I'm grabbing it really the way it wants me to, by grabbing it from under the other yarn. And so you do that for the full row, and you end up with the cool braided edge, which you can start to see. Here, let me do a few more stitches so you can see it better. It's a great little edge for hats, for mittens, or really in anything. It does stand out. It's a very, very nice effect. Unusual in knitting because it looks like you've braided it.
Do you want me to put that hat photo up quickly?
Oh yeah, show what it looks like on the hat. That's a good example of it. There it is. Yeah, that's a nice, and you can see it. I'm doing my last stitch of the row. Let me see if you can even see it here. It's a little hard to see with the on the needles, but it's there.
Hold on, I need to bring it back up. There you go.
Okay, yeah, there it is. It's a little hard to see with the...
It hasn't gone up yet. There it is.
Okay, yeah, so you can sort of see it right there now. And once you start knitting in, you know, solid color again, these sort of slip to the background. So really this is what stands out, this nice braided edge. And that is a Latvian braid stitch. Here we have it. That's it. And
all right. So before we go into HiyaHiya, we should probably just check comments. I've seen a few people asking some questions. Someone said, your hat's adorable.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's a fun one.
Someone was asking if we have any like needles, or I think that's how it's pronounced. It's a Norwegian needle, and it just came on my radar recently, and I am hoping to contact them and see about starting to carry them in our store. There was the ones with the driftwood needles that I showed you.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a nice.
Right, and they had kind of unique. They're
Okay.
they're Norwegian, and they got a nice case, and they looked really cool. So I was interested in carrying those. So I'm going to be contacting them. Probably in the coming week or so, and see if we get them in the store.
Coming week. So we're, like I said, this guy's quick. So if you see something that, you know, if there's something you're interested in that we don't have, which is a rare thing, let us know. Oftentimes we can get it in within a week. So because he's constantly ordering, constantly.
So somebody was asking why it's called Spin, why it's called Twist. I have no idea. They just name these, you know, like melodies, zing. They just assign like names to these.
But Spin and Twist is kind of nice. It's like, you know, yarn, right?
Right. Yeah, maybe that's it. I never made that connection.
That's what I'm thinking as a spinner.
Somebody was asking how much replacement cables are, and they vary depending on the manufacturer. We sell them on our site we sell in a bundle, so the whole bundle is like $19 or something for a whole set of replacements. We don't sell single ones in the store currently. If you wanted a single cord, you're probably best going to a yarn store and just trying to find a single cord at a local yarn store if they carried Knitter's Pride. It's probably the cheapest way to get them, a single one. But we sell them as a whole set.
Right.
You know.
And how much is that?
The set, I think, is like 19,
Not that much.
20 bucks for all. But that's only, I don't do the black cords currently, but if you want me to put a set of those up, it would be the same price.
Yeah.
And it would cover the same sizes.
Yeah.
And somebody said they don't like the stiffness of the ChiaoGoo cords and the
red. You're talking
about
the red ones.
Yeah, the red twist cords.
Stiffer.
They have like wire inside them.
They're kind of cool. If you're not a magic loop knitter.
Yeah, they're like rubber coated or plastic coated wire.
They have a nice tactile feel. They're substantial.
Which ones?
The red.
They're substantial. Yeah.
They're substantial. Yeah. And I think also what's unique about that set is that the one where the end of the cable, the metal part has like a bend in it?
No, I don't.
Am I making that up?
They do some circulars that way. ChiaoGoo makes circulars that have a bend. HiyaHiya makes them frick circulars, yeah, but not their interchangeable sets. They don't have a bend.
Oh, huh? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember. It's been a while since I've handled them, but the red ones are more substantial, not magic loop knitting type cords. But if you knit with double pointed needles or other small fixed circular methods, then you would be fine with them. I like them. I like them as a set. But good to know. Thank you for that.
Somebody was asking how much the carbon set is. I'm not sure. Well, the box of Joy is about 140 bucks. But they also sell a smaller deluxe set, which I'm trying to see if I can find what we sell that one for.
Great questions. Thanks for these.
It's $110, $111. It normally retails for about $125. Is the list price.
Right. So you can get a smaller carbon set.
They also sell a starter set for about 60 bucks, which kind of contains, I think it's like 4 needles. The carbons are more expensive because carbon fiber is more expensive to produce. So it is a higher price point based upon the material.
I'm just curious about something. The ChiaoGoo set, one thing we did not note, and we probably should, is what's the shortest cable you can get out of these sets? Do you know offhand?
I'm not sure.
I'm just realizing.
They sell a 4-inch set, which is made for doing 16-inch
right. So the one we showed you, yeah, okay. So you can get, the ones we showed you had a 5-inch needle shaft, and anytime you have a 5-inch needle shaft, you're not going to get a 16-inch needle out of it. It's too long a shaft. But they do make a 4-inch one available, which we carry probably at some point.
We have carried in the past the twist in a 4-inch. Yeah. It's not as popular as the 5-inch.
Right. Okay. So
we don't always keep it in stock.
So this set is going to have a minimum size of I'm just trying to confirm the cable length. Oh, my eyes. Cannot read this.
I can never understand the chart on the back of that.
Okay. Well, anyway, I mean, I asked my own impossible to answer question. But I'm sure, obviously, it's going to be a 24-inch at least, if not a 20-inch. But I'll just check that for those of you who might be curious while we move on to...
Yeah, we're going to get into HiyaHiya now.
HiyaHiya.
Probably of all the sets we offer, the most higher end, higher price point, but it's just a fantastically amazing set. So, I'm going to give this over to you when you're ready.
Okay, well, I have to do math. Okay, yeah. Oh, interesting. So this is going to be a 24-inch minimum, is the smallest size. Just FYI. And that's not uncommon. I think that's what the whole Knitter's Pride line will offer, except for the special 16-inch sets. So, like, it's the same. You have to get a special set from ChiaoGoo if you want the 16-inch length. Okay, I'm not going to put that in the back.
Here, that's the HiyaHiya Deluxe Set. So, and it comes with
very nice.
All this stuff. So
does it? Oh, okay.
Let's do the case first. Let me get a close-up on that because this is
this out of the way.
Knitter's Pride, or sorry, HiyaHiya wins the award for probably the most beautiful cases of all in terms of the fabric.
Very nice.
And the design is just great. And this is a 4-inch set. I actually don't have any 5-inch. This is a 4-inch deluxe set. And they call it a limited edition deluxe set, but we've been carrying this for like 3 years. It's not limited edition. They're going to keep making these.
I'm just going to grab the goodies from the back.
Yeah, that's where the cords are.
Okay. And all the stuff that they give you.
No, I have all the stuff.
Elsewhere.
I'm going to give that to you in a moment because it's a lot.
Okay. Oh, and this comes with a key and a grip, it looks like, which is nice when they offer that. It's just something to wrap around the needle for extra grip when they're slick like this. When you're threading it together. I guess I'll just get it all out for you guys.
So like the ChiaoGoo set, this also has 2 different size threadings on the cords.
Okay, yes.
And they make adapters. So if you look at those cords they give you, they're all small.
Oh. Okay,
and
so I gave, yeah, see that's what you
they give you an adapter.
Yeah. Oh, an adapter.
Yeah.
Oh,
right
interesting.
Here. There you go.
Oh, and I noticed, okay, cool, but I got to point out something right away because I was playing with these earlier. This is, okay.
Yeah, the way these join is just amazing.
Yeah, this is not only like the German or whatever manufacturing is, you know, very precise, going in, very easy to thread in, but I don't know if you can see this, but there's this overlapping bit that it does right here. I don't even know how to describe it, but it doesn't, it's not threads all the way. There's this nice, like, bit of metal that just kind of sets in.
Gets enveloped by the cord.
Enveloped by the cord shaft. And we're talking.
Yeah, it makes for the smoothest join possible. It stays together really, really well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's we're talking real incredible manufacturing on this join. And again, you have a keyhole for the cable connector, or the whatever you call the key, I guess, tightening key. And if you really want to give a nice firm, oh yeah, this is the real deal. You can really tighten these effortlessly with the grip and the key, and you will not have these unthreading on you while you're knitting. And this is we asked our Knitting Help Facebook community to tell us what their favorite sets were earlier today, and this was the winner.
Was it? No, well, no. Knitter's Pride was probably the winner. More people had Knitter's Pride sets,
okay.
But we definitely had people who were giving thumbs up to ChiaoGoo's and HiyaHiya.
There were people who it sounded like had tried multiple sets, though. I thought that was worth noting. Said they. Wasn't there somebody who said that they would never go back?
No, that was about the dreams. Someone was talking about once they got a dream set, they never went back.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was HiyaHiya. Yeah. Okay.
No, Randy gave it. There was I didn't quantify all the results, but
these are very light.
Yeah, they're hollow.
And this is a nice. Oh, this is a great.
That does a 16-inch.
Yeah, this is the 16-inch cable length.
But the nice thing about the HiyaHiya is they give you cord sizes beyond just 16-inch. A lot of the sets will, when they do the 4-inch needles, they only give you cord sizes to make 16-inch
Right, and here we have all
circulars, and they give you all of them. Yeah. If you look at the numbers on those cords, flip them over. Flip over those cords. Flip over them.
the cords. Oh, sorry.
They state the numbers in 2 different sizes. I don't know if we can show them on the camera or not, but they list them out 24 / 26, 32, or whatever it is.
Right, and that's because of the adapter, right?
No, well, it's because I thought it was because maybe it's because of the adapter. I thought it was because of the small versus large.
Yeah, well, that's what's going to happen. Well,
okay, yeah.
When you use your when you use this adapter in order to accommodate your larger tip sizes, you're going to have a longer needle.
Right.
Because these are substantial adapters. Let's see if I can even get this off because I used the key. Oh, no, I can't even do it. Okay, hold on, let me get the key out.
You broke them.
No, I didn't break them. I just tightened them as I was supposed to. Now I have to untighten them the way I'm supposed to. There we go. So here we have, I'm just gonna, yeah, you can see that this adds substantial length. And this is going to make, wow, this is some serious manufacturing. I wish you could feel how these are coming together. I mean, it's just incredible.
You don't have a set of these. You haven't stolen a set of these from me.
I have not yet stolen a set of these. I managed to do that with my fingers. Yeah. Okay, we'll get the adapter out. So we can see, I'm just curious actually how long this is the shortest length, so I'm really going to put it to the test here for you, because when you add a longer tip like this, I'm a little dubious as to whether you could actually knit on the 16-inch cable that I've got out, which is the shortest one. I'm a little skeptical actually that this is going to be doable. Oh, okay, this is doable. This is definitely mostly knitting. Once you get into purling, it's a little more resistance, which is typical with any 16-inch needle. But I'd say this is doable too. Yep, they just manage it. Cool. This is the 16-inch cable length, which is really going to give you, let's see what it says on the package, an 18-inch needle when you're using the larger sizes of, what does it say? Oh, my eyes. I need to see if I can even read this. I don't think I can.
You see?
What does that one say?
This is a size 9.
Is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So from the size 9 and up, you're gonna get an 18-inch needle on this set, and on the smaller sizes, you'll get an even more flexible because of the without this adapter.
So we're coming on to almost 10 o'clock. So we should,
are we really? Good heavens. Okay.
So this set comes with 13 sets of tips. There's 13 different sets of tips in here, ranging from, can't remember anymore, size 2? What's the smallest size in there?
I think we're going to do this set and then cover the Addies next week.
You're going to put the Addies on next week.
We're going to do that.
But what's the size? What's the smallest size in there? They go really small. They're like size 2, I think.
This looks like a 2. I'm guessing. Can you read it?
Let me see.
It should say it on the package too. Here, I'll say it right here.
No, it doesn't. They don't put the sizes on there. This is size 2.
Okay.
And I think these go up to, I need that card back that you just threw on the ground. I think they go up to size 13, or is it 15? Can you pull the largest needle out? That looks like 15.
Yeah. I can almost read it, but I can't.
Let me see.
Looks like
15. So so these go from size 2 to size 15.
Wow, that's
you get
a very
13 tips.
Generous set once again.
And then in addition to what you see there, they call them the Deluxe Set because they give you all these things, and you should take these.
Oh, these are goodies. You've got to see these.
Right.
Oh, so fun. Okay.
They like their pandas.
So,
ChiaoGoo.
oh my God. Okay, so I was going on about the ChiaoGoo cable ends, but you gotta see these HiyaHiya cable ends. These are adorable. Hold on if I can get them out of the little thing. Little pandas. Very cute. That screw onto your cable to keep your knitting in place when you're using your
And they give you 2 sizes,
tips.
a large and a small. So there's 2 pairs of pandas.
There's 2 pairs of pandas.
There somewhere.
Oh my God, look like little ones. They're so cute. Oh, that's so great. They're very adorable. And then, oh my gosh, really good.
They give you tons of stuff.
They give you tons of stuff. Okay, you've got these lovely colored
Anodized
tapestry needles.
Tapestry needles, or darning
needles.
needles. They call it darnets.
Oh, cute. Yes. And then the little connectors, cable connectors. Okay, hello. These, I think, I mean, we can sell these separately at some point.
We do sell them separately.
We do sell
them.
Okay, yeah. These are great. I don't know if you're familiar with these pear-shaped stitch markers. They're little safety pins. Okay, wait, I'll talk about those too. Let me just finish going over. This is the little puppy snips. These are little scissors. You should pull those apart so people can see how those work.
Okay,
you get those out. I'll tell them about these. Oh, what are these?
Those are for making straight needles.
Oh, cool. Cool, making straight needles out of your, like, really straight needles. This is great. Nice rigid shafts. I gotta show you these HiyaHiya. These are my favorite stitch markers. And I use these. So this is just a pear-shaped safety pin. And you can hook it, you can mark your knitting just like any safety pin. You can use it to just mark your knitting by sticking it on the knitting itself, which is nice when you don't want to fuss with the stitch marker, if you just want to look at it now and then. But because it's got this big wide round area, you can slide it on the needle as well. And it's also great because you can slide it on the needle after the fact, placing all of your stitch markers all the way around on your knitting as you would like to, sort of in advance if you're even getting to the stitch marker, if that makes sense. So very handy, very cute. These are bright colors, which is rare to find. And very cute, and they include them.
Here's the puppy snips.
The puppy snips are very cute. My kids love these. They each have a set, and
that's the kitty snips, actually. They're very random on what they give you. Like sometimes you get the puppy, sometimes you get the kitties, sometimes you get a red case, sometimes you get a blue case.
Yeah.
You know, they're
cute.
But the puppy snips are cute. They're very popular. People buy them separate too.
Yeah. So this is, and what are we talking about price wise on these?
165, 66 or something like that.
Bad. Honestly, I used to be a real cheapskate with my needle sets. And I have to say, I really can appreciate the value of these, of the HiyaHiya and the ChiaoGoo lines. Just really well made. You won't have any problem with the connectors.
That's the 4-inch set. Really, they also make a 5-inch complete set. These are the complete deluxe sets. So they include all the needles, different needle sizes. And then they also sell, oh, I made a big mess.
Let me just put all this stuff back.
Here, I kind of spilled this one, but this is the same set, but in a circular style case. They call it for storing your circulars.
Okay, these have all come out.
Yeah, I kind of spilled them.
It's okay.
But it's a different case design. These are the 5-inch tips.
Oh, I see. They would go in here, I think.
Yeah, I kind of
we'll just something like this. Yeah, it's good to realize that in these slippery needles, they can slide out a little easily. So you have to be aware not to let them all fall out on you.
But the fabrics and everything on the HiyaHiya sets are just really
this
nice,
is gorgeous,
really great quality. They feel really nice. They're really well made. I never see anybody return a HiyaHiya set.
Oh, and very small. This is once again the
size they go from 2 to 15.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, sorry we're not doing this beautiful set justice. We're a little juggly.
I know, maybe we'll touch on it a little bit next week.
But it's gorgeous, gorgeous. And these are the longer shafts, so this is not going to give you a 16-inch. Or is it? Well,
that's a 5-inch set, so no, it's not going to make. But
interestingly, it comes with the cable, the 16-inch cable.
But I think that 16-inch, that also includes that 18-inch size. So it makes an 18-inch size. I think that's why they also double up.
Oh, interesting.
Because these are basically, once you add that connector on, but then when you add that connector to this.
Yeah. So you might not get 16-inch on all the sizes. Maybe on the smaller sizes without the connector you might.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, another amazing set. Yeah, we haven't done it justice here. Maybe we'll cover it again next week. This is, if you have stuck with us this whole time, bless your heart. This is a long, wonderful, juicy episode of covering these incredible kits. I mean, as there's a lot out there, clearly, and we love our interchangeable sets, which is why this is really what we sell in our store predominantly. We just have a lot of fun with these. Oh, and we got to show you the one last little goodie that comes with the HiyaHiya set. As if all of these little
doesn't always come with the HiyaHiya set. It's been lately, but
okay.
It's not always included.
This is just so adorable. It's a little. This is a needle gauge.
I'll give you a shot.
Yeah, we got to get a close up on this. He's just so cute. Let me get him out of the bag. This is the most adorable stitch marker needle gauge ever. This little guy, really solid.
So you got,
thick and sturdy.
You got millimeter sizes on one side and
cool, yeah.
US sizes on the other on that.
That's very nicely done.
And we sell that separate too.
Yeah, so that's another cute. HiyaHiya has a lot of great accessories in general, which a lot of which we sell separately.
Yeah, they have been including them with some of these sharp sets, but they don't always include them. So it's kind of a promo right now. You can get those with some of the sharp sets. Going back.
Great.
So also on the HiyaHiya, they sell kind of partial sets. These ones that you are featuring here are the complete sets, which have the 13 different sizes or whatever it is.
Right, the full range of sizes.
And then they also subdivide the sets, and they have a small set and a large set. And so this one here is one of the small sets, which is a lower price point, and it includes sizes 2 through 8. And it includes the cords, but it doesn't include all the extra notions.
Okay.
And then they also make these are about about $79 to $82.
Well, now we're talking the same range as this price.
But you get less needles.
Yeah, but if you know about yourself that you are going to generally knit in, for instance, the larger sizes, do they sell the larger?
They sell a larger size kit, which covers sizes 9 through 15.
Right. So if you know so that's that's one way to go. So you could go up to size.
That's 2 to 8, and then the large size is 9 to 15.
Nice. Very nice. And then you could do, one size 1 year and one size for Christmas. Another year if you can't do it all at once.
And then finally in the HiyaHiya, they have the bamboo. And I'll put the camera on for
Christmas or birthday or whatever your holiday is. I shouldn't just say Christmas because we have a lot of different people celebrating different things here. Oh, and there's the bamboo. Oh, I love these.
So these are very similar to the ChiaoGoo bamboo. Similar kind of tone and color. And this is a 5-inch set. They just started making these in a 4-inch set, but they only offer a 4-inch small. So they have a 4-inch set that goes from size 2 or whatever it is to size 8.
And then the goodies. No more goodies in the back.
No goodies
cables.
In these. This is just
the cables.
Yeah.
But you can have a place for your goodies if you do get them at some point. That's nice. And another pocket up here in their case. So this is another compact case. I like these compact cases.
Yeah, all their cases are the same except for that circular case that you saw, but they use the same case across all the different interchangeable sets.
I think we need to wrap this up.
Yeah, we do need to wrap this up because I want to go to bed.
Yeah. And I think our viewers may at this point.
What's that?
Yeah, I think it's good. Good, we've done it. I think we've done it. HiyaHiya, again, great line. ChiaoGoo, excellent manufacturers of these wonderful interchangeable needle sets. I hope this covers, I know it's a lot of information.
We didn't even get to Addi's
We didn't even get to Addi's. We'll get to it next week.
We will add them yet.
But again, we have a coupon code showing on the screen. If you're interested in any of these sets, we're offering 10% off with our coupon code, as you see below.
Some of our stuff right now is back ordered, or so we're hoping to get stuff in this coming week. We've been selling through a lot of our stuff. So
but you can put a pre-order in for things, right?
Yeah, we'll ship what we got, and we will take pre-orders if we need to. And
so it's a good time.
Typically, the turnaround time would be we usually ship the same day when we get.
If it's in stock, we'll ship it the same day. And if there's something we're coming in, like I said, every week we're getting things in every week. So.
Most of the time, we get stuff in within 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, so you won't be waiting long. So and it's a good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know anybody else who sells the range of kits we do. So hopefully we can meet your kit needs if you're interested in some kind of new, exciting, interchangeable set like these. These are all a lot of fun.
Check our comments quickly. We got a lot of thumbs up and likes on the HiyaHiya stuff.
Oh,
like
such
those.
good stuff. And they're and they've got their little accessories down, which they really make it fun.
Somebody was asking, will this video be up for replay? And tonight, for the first time, I think we managed to record it while we're streaming it. Yay. So I'm hoping that we'll upload this to YouTube, and I'll post a link up for where you can find this video.
It'll also be left up on Facebook.
Yeah, someone was saying they couldn't do live Facebook stuff even after the fact or whatever it was asking about.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm going to try. Yeah.
So that's good to know that now, at the very least, we will also have it on YouTube. So
somebody was asking, can I name the kits we'll discuss next week? And we'll be discussing, I think there's about 5 or 6 Addi kits. We're hoping to get them in stock next week, so it kind of will work out well. But so I think it's going to be the Addi Clicks, the Addi Rockets.
I don't even know. They're gorgeous.
And there's the Addi Olive Wood, which is the wooden needle that they offer. And
so we're talking about the nickel-plated brass, shiny metal, classic Addis, and some beautiful wood, unusual. And
they have a bamboo set. Yeah, I'm going to be getting these in hopefully next week, and so we'll have them in hand. We actually don't even have them in hand this week, so this works out well.
We were going to show you some preview photos and talk about what we know. But
and the Addi price point is beyond the HiyaHiya price point, which is, we haven't actually handled them, so we don't really know how amazing they are.
But of course, they have their longtime followers. They're well known to be a higher.
Everyone I've talked with Addi said, once you buy them, you never look back and stuff. Like, there's no regrets. So
but I mean, honestly, well, maybe I'll change my mind
asking
next
about
week,
the Addi Grab and Go. And we are
better.
hoping to carry the Addi Grab and Go, and I'm hoping to get a sample of that for next week's show.
Okay.
And so someone's asking where to buy. The link is on the screen. We'll also put it in the show notes, but it's on our store.
KnittingHelp.com/shop?
No. It's shop.knittinghelp.com.
Oh, we changed it around.
Yeah, you can go to KnittingHelp.com and click on the shop link, or you can go to shop.knittinghelp.com.
That's where we go.
I think I have a typo in my thing, so I'm going to fix that.
Oh, no.
There we go. All right.
See.
So so we should wrap it up. Say goodnight.
Okay, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week for the next episode of Knitting by the Fireside. Maybe we should change the name with all of these warm autumn evenings in October, but maybe we'll have a fire next week. And thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week. Bye for now.